When you came and you joined the Vitality roster when it first came to EULCS, the first lineup you had, actually on paper, is fire, even when I look at it now. You had Kovacevicd, who obviously was becoming really good at that time, was one of the best top laners. I know people are going to think like Shuck was shit because he was on Elements or whatever. Like, that guy, if you ever watched him in solo queue, had mad mechanics. Obviously, he was a really skilled player. And then the bot lane of Yarnan and Kasing, which came from H2K before. Listen, I was never like a huge Yarnan fan, but he knows how to play ADC. Like his style fits. And then Kasing, actually, at the time, was like quite good mechanically. He was a pretty good player. When you made this team, did you actually think this team was going to do big shit in LEC?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be good. Like, I thought it was well, what happened? So basically, I re-signed with Rocka. They told me like they were going to try to get those and those players, and then it turned out they were not going to do it, and they were like didn't want to spend like any money. So that's when we started to look for like new options, and yeah, I thought the team would be good. Yeah, like at the time the landscape was pretty open. I think in the ELCS it was like 2016, like because Fnatic.
This is the year G2 came in and stuff. Yeah,
G2 came
lost
in,
the players.
And Origin did some changes, perhaps.
Yeah, they changed out Expecke for Power of Evil. There was a whole bunch of changes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very open. So yeah, I thought we could be pretty good at the time. Yeah, I thought so.
Because obviously the thing about this team was, then you had like from what I remember, I'm pretty sure this is correct, that was the one where right before playoffs they did a patch that sort of like nerfed fucking Kovacevicd, and you had to play like Nautilus and stuff top lane instead of like carries. And then also, over the rest of this year, there was all sorts of like just player changes all over the place going into the next year. Like, you just ended up having like Koreans coming in and people coming from like fucking people that are in ERLs now. Like, eventually the lineup just went all over the place. Now, I've heard, even to this day, and back then, Vitality was an org that had money in theory. Like, in theory, if they could have been convinced, they could have bought good players. How do you remember your Vitality period overall?
Yeah, there's a 2-year period, but yeah, the first year was it went. We were kind of like playing. Yeah, Kovacevicd was kind of like we were playing a bit off meta, I would say, and Kovacevicd was like kind of this. Back then, Cabo is a completely different player to what he is now, and also like different person as well. So back then he was like, he really demanded everything, and it like worked to a certain extent, but basically like I never played with my jungler in this team. Like we never pretty much.
He was just going top all day.
Or bot, because my bot also was similar. So it was that like in this team I was basically just trying to like kind of facilitate or whatever. So I was playing a lot of different stuff. But I had I had no synergy with my jungle basically. So in the end, when we came so in the regular season it was fine, but in the playoffs when we faced Fnatic we could not like deal with it. Like Bebeven and Spirit basically just like carried all the games, because like our tactic of just like going top or bot or like lane swapping with like carries, it just didn't work anymore, or it didn't work when people figured it out, either or, and then we just lost. And then after that I mean, I shouldn't go over all the roster swaps, I guess.
No, just a general sense.
Yeah, it was all right. I do think the team was a bit misguided at some points. I do think so. A big thing was that they kind of let Kovacevicd run the team when he was like the carry, let's say, when he had that mentality. And I think that was not the best idea, because like I just think it wasn't like good. But then the next year at some point he kind of matured, or not matured, but realized that like as a top laner, like you're not always gonna be the carry, and you have to kind of learn to play properly, not just like always take the aggressive trade and the solution be that people play around you. So then it became different, and then but again I think there was a bit misguided. They were like too I think when I was there they were too hyped on the French players, because maybe because of their brand or something. So I did, for example, I did tell them back in 2017 after we played a spring split when we had 2 Koreans and we had the French people, and everyone was like mental booming. In my team I had only French and Koreans, also the coach, and so it was like a French camp and the Korean camp.
Okay.
And I told him at the end of the split that it was like it didn't work, and he wanted to ask me like what I should do for the next year, and I told him like just get like you should get for this. This was going into 2017 summer. I told him like you should get Upset as AD carry.
Right.
You should get like Vander and some other players back then, and he just wouldn't listen to him. They wouldn't listen to me because they wanted to like keep their French core, I guess.
Okay.
Or like I don't know if I think I might have wanted to keep playing with Joko because I had good synergy with him, but at least I told him about like some changes, but they didn't want to listen to me. They were like but they they had contracts, so it's not like that easy for them, I'm sure.
Of course,
but,
yeah.
I just think that I would have done things differently than them, and they didn't listen to me that much, but they had many voices to listen to, so they had to pick one. But I just think it was not like always right.
Certainly. Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.